Alright, so today we have my Mystery Tacklebox Pro Panfish and Trout box. I'm pretty excited about this, and I'm sorry I've been late. It's just, work's been super busy. Okay, let's see what we got in here. Little bitty Lucky John. It's like a tiny little jig. Fire leopard. This is pretty close to the little jig that I got. I think it was in my bass box a couple months ago. It's just a vastly scaled down version of it. Let's open this thing up and see what it looks like. Really small. Double hooks at both ends. Angular tail. Treble. Yeah, definitely a tiny little bitty jig. This would be pretty good if you get right on top of them, or if you were ice fishing. Got your Carl beard. Johnson minnowspin. Green and brass. Knots for it. Recommended use. Techniques. Trout for trolling, not trouting. Let's get this guy out of here. 1/24 ounce. Little bitty minnow spin. Got a little green eye there. Realistic eye. It's pretty neat. Treble hook with a skirt. Skirt's not just tied on, but it's glued on, which is nice. And then a little bitty brass willow blade, kind of. It's kind of like a willow blade. Not quite, because willow blades are usually more tapered. But that's perfect. That's nice. Pretty good color, too. Must add little beak hooks. Little bait holders on them. Size 8. Oh, Doodlebug. Okay, so I've never actually had one of these. These are pretty neat, though. Designed with a flat-bellied bug, hot super glow, neon attractor, 1/16 of an ounce. I almost wonder if it's somebody's job to hand paint these, because they're not quite machine done, if that makes sense, by the looks of them. Yet I can't imagine Northland having somebody that actually hand painted all those little bitty eyes. This thing is little, like little. Let's see what kind of hook that is. No. Still appears to be a pretty quality hook on it, though. Oh, okay, so this 1/8 ounce dynamic micro spinnerbait. Okay, this is kind of neat. Let's see if I can get this thing open easily. Alright, get a better look at this. So it looks like a regular spinnerbait for the most part. Single hook. Barbed, of course. Barrel swivel to a willow blade. Copper. Never had anything like this. I mean, there's... This isn't a new design by any means, but I've never had one quite like this with such a long body. This is exciting. Where did I put that destroyed package? Yeah, it's snagless just like any other spinnerbait. That's, of course, I mean, that's a given. But no, that's really, really neat. I can't wait to try this thing. An 1/8 ounce, too. That'll be pretty easy to cast anywhere. More tiny little impulse bugs. Jig heads and everything, pre-grade, ready to go. will be tickle tail style there. No, these are neat. I really cannot wait till the rivers open up so I can start using all of this stuff. 1/8 ounce #1 hooks, weedless, underspins. That's pretty cool. That's going to be great. Retrieve slowly. Dramatic slowly. Live or soft plastics, perfect for bouncing treetops or trolling structures. Yeah, no, that's gonna be fantastic. And this is kind of getting back to what I said before, that it was the only drawback I have about this box is that they never give you jig heads that are size appropriate for a lot of stuff that's in there. Like even this is too big for these little grub tails, but I mean, it's fine. Reaction Strike RS bow spin. I love spinners. Love inline spinners. 1/8 ounce, 2.5 inches. Yeah, just look at it. Full profile willow blade. Unlike the two earlier, this is what I was talking about. It's a willow blade, but it's not quite a willow blade. That's a willow blade. This is almost a willow blade. Brass body, kind of reminiscent of Mepps. Got the bead. It's a pretty good quality hook. Yeah, it's a pretty good hook. No, this is exciting. It's a good size. It's a good color, and it's a perfect design. I mean, it's a timeless design. They've been making, I think Mepps have been making inline spinners like this for, probably 50, 60 some odd years, maybe longer. Actually, I know probably longer than 60 years because it's 2022, and, well, Mepps has been around for a long time. Oh, a little Corky jig. Okay, so this is pretty cool. I've got a couple of these. These are absolutely great for trout, for steelhead, whatever. Pull it back, there's the hook. You don't add any live bait or anything like that to it. Just the color. That's all you need. And then you could fish this as a float from the bottom of the water column up. Throw a Corky or something else in front of it. Unless this floats, but it does not feel like that's a float, even though it's called a Corky jig. But no, you could even throw this underneath a bobber, like a weighted bobber. If you're a stream fisherman, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I can grab a weighted bobber at the end of the video. Plankton. These are tiny, less than 1/2 inch. That's pretty cool though. I gotta think of a way to do this. That's super neat. Almost to the bottom of the box here. Of course, got our sticker. These little grub tails. That's a pretty neat sticker. Save that one for later. Okay, so this is slightly different because usually it's not on like a packing sticker like this. Usually this list is on a card, so that's kind of different. Huh. Interesting. You've got your book outlining different things about it. Saltwater spoons. Guggen stuff. Unscrambling words. Okay, let me grab some of my gear here. Okay. So those of you that aren't like salmon or steelhead stream fishermen. So with this jig, you can fish this a couple different ways. You can fish it like a normal jig, whatever, throw it out there in the current. It's not that heavy. I would estimate this is very much easily well under an 1/8 ounce. Yeah, it's well under an 1/8 ounce. So that gives you a couple options. You can fish it underneath a weighted bobber. This is what I'm talking about when I say a weighted slip bobber. So with this, you would put this on your line like a regular slip bobber, and then you take your little rubber keepers and slip it on your line, put the rubber over it, do the same thing on the bottom. What's neat about these is they always come with a couple weights on them, so you can adjust the weight and you throw it in like you'd be regular bobber fishing, and it drifts downstream. Okay, so that's one way you could do it. And then put this on like let's just say like a 4 or 5 foot leader, so it's 4 foot under this bobber, moving with current through the river. The other way that you could do that, because it's light enough and it wouldn't be that hard, is to fish bottom up. And when I say bottom up, what I'm meaning by that is so you'd take Corkies. These are basically just cork beads. These float. Take like 2 or 3 of these, kind of like a matching color on this. Oh, I got that right in that little Doodlebug. So this is like a pink. So you could take like a couple of these pink guys, larger ones, throw those in front of it, and then peg the beads in front of it. One, it looks like a big, nice, healthy snack, or you could even use these green ones, or whatever. And then this would float up in the water column from your weight. Now I use slinky weights just because, I mean, I use the lead stick weights also, and surgical hose, but I use these. So you would put this on a swivel, like, oh, here we go, like this. Tie this to your line, okay, main line, and you go off your leader off of this, cast it out there, and you have your Corkies on this pegged out like 4 feet away from it, and then you just bounce it off the bottom. So going down the bottom of the river would give this action of every time it hits like a stone, or it hits like a sandy spot, or it moves it enough to pull this through the water. That's just another way that you could fish that, besides going the bobber option for salmon or steelhead. But you could definitely fish that like that year-round for trout. 100%. This is actually gonna go straight into this box, or actually in my other little jig box. But yeah, no, the panfish and trout, this is super exciting. I definitely like the amount of spinning gear that I actually got into this one, plus this Corky jig. That's really exciting, because I mean, get the Doodlebug. God, that's so little. And you get the underspin roadrunners, weedless, the little weed keepers up there. Now this is, excluding the plastic baits, this is pretty sweet. But then you get these clear grub tails and the plankton. It all came together. This is one of the better panfish and trout boxes I think I've gotten for a while. Yeah, so that's it. That's the video. Please like and subscribe. Ring the bell. Up to 18 subscribers now, so that's a huge thing for me. Alright, sweet. Well, have a nice day, guys. Bye.